Hello everybody, welcome back to my video confessionals. This one might be a little bit longer just because I have more stuff to talk about. It's not going to be strictly challenge related. The challenge is unfortunate because Hudson immediately took immunity, which makes sense, but is disappointing because I was really hoping that we'd be able to control the vote there because only 2 of them have their votes, which is kind of funny because they're not really very free to say that, which I think is hysterical because we all know that they lost their votes. But I asked them, I was like, so how many of you have their votes? And none of them said anything, which was pretty awesome. So I think what is happening now is Steph and Hudson have their votes, and they're just going to vote out somebody who's inactive based on what Steph is telling me. So that'll either be Galaxy or Chad. If I had to pick, it'll probably be Chad just because he's one of the original yellow, and they don't, the original pink won't want to vote out one of their own. So I feel like Hudson's going to kind of control Steph here and make her vote Chad. So I think something that I wanted to talk about was just the dynamics on our tribe. So at this point, I really like the 5 that we have. That's me, Joe, and Fred, and then Sapphire and Triss. So I know that Sapphire and Triss probably don't trust me that much, which honestly is fair. I would vote them out over Joe and Fred, but I do like all 4 of the people on my tribe besides myself. I think that all 4 of us could really kind of work together here, form a pretty solid 5, but we just cannot seem to win immunities consistently enough where I can really count on this. So I really am hopeful that we kind of keep winning or we swap away from each other, so maybe we could be able to kind of link back up. I know really the only 2 people in this game that really have it out for me are Georgie, and I don't think Hudson likes me just because I kind of tried to vote him out in the first one where we had that merged tribal. But obviously, he played the gems on Triss and everything, so that's what I did switch to. So I don't know if Hudson really has it out for me, but I don't really like Hudson. I feel like he kind of is an arrogant person just based on what I hear in tribe chat, and he kind of annoys me a little bit. But that's pretty much just my personal view on him. But, in Survivor, that's kind of what it is. It's all what it's all about. So I a little bit feel bad, but at the same time, I feel like I don't really have anything more to base off of than that. And he's not really working with me. I feel like he's kind of just out here. Georgie, I feel like, is really the only big threat to my game right now because he knows, obviously hosting me twice, that because I played his org, Hexvivor, I played Season 3, and then I played All-Stars Season 6 for him. So, 2 times pretty close together, and the All-Stars just ended in November of 2020. So recently, he's seen my game, he's seen me play, and so I'm not really excited that he's in here. I would rather him leave as soon as possible. I was hoping that maybe Steph and Hudson would vote him out, but I talked to Steph about it, and she said they're just going to vote out an inactive, which makes sense. But I just really am not in the mood for Georgie to wreck my game here in any way, just because he's seen me play, he knows what I'm going to do, and he also knows that Steph and I are pretty close outside of the game. But all that being said, Steph is acting super weird this game, and I've played with her before. I played with her in both times Georgie hosted me. I played with Steph. I did not know her at all going into Season 3, but we were on the same original tribe, and we never swapped apart from each other, so we got pretty close pretty quickly. And then at Merge, we merged in the minority, but we ended up fighting our way through, and I ended up getting 7th, and she got 4th. So we lasted a long time. We were each other's ride or die that entire time. And then when we played All-Stars, it was sort of a similar thing, except Steph got blindsided real early. She real early in Merge. I think she was the Merge boot, and then I ended up getting 6th. But so Georgie knows how close we are, but Steph is really playing differently this time, where she's not. Steph is known for her social game, and her social game is bad, as far as I can see this game. I love Steph. I think she's great, but I don't understand what her move is because the way she talks in tribe chat just kind of makes her sound like she's just happy to be here, just having a great time, which might be her strategy just because she's a returning player. But honestly, a returning player in this org is not a threat because Joe did nothing. I mean, he literally just slept to Final 2, or Final 3. And then Steph played a fine game Season 1, but she was never going to beat pretty much anybody in Final 5 except for Joe because she just didn't really make a ton of moves. So I don't get why her strategy would really be just sit here and pretend that she's having a great time. I feel like she should be out here trying to like prove that she actually belongs here, but I don't know. I do like Steph. We're having a good time talking in the adventure chat, but it just feels like so often I'm the one like carrying the conversation. She's not initiating, she's not responding or anything, which to me is not a great social move, because all it's doing is make me want to blindside her at some point, because I feel like that'll be a good move for my resume to take out the returning players. So if I lose again, it might be time to start thinking about taking out Joe. I know that's what Jace tried to do last time, but I knew the numbers weren't there, so I pretended like I was vehemently against that, and I'm not really. I think Joe is not more of a threat, but more of a big name target. So I think I can use Joe as a shield down the line, along with Steph once we hit merge maybe, and just kind of hide behind them a little bit. That's my goal right now. But as far as this challenge goes, I'm glad to not have to go to tribal for once. I think this is the best case scenario. I think it kind of gives us like a uniting moment, if you will, where Triss and Sapphire feel like we all, did this together, because they could have easily taken that sword and the other one would have just gone home. But I guess worst case scenario, if one of them had an idol, that would not have been great. Or if they played the maroon idol correctly, that wouldn't have been awesome either. But I feel like overall, I'm happy with how this went, obviously being immune. And I'm just excited to start working on this adventure again. It's been a little while now. I know there's been a lot of like in real life things happening. So it's no worries, but I'm excited for this to finally start up again. I had found a cave earlier, and anyone who's read my confessional knows that. But I really hope that I can find the torch that I need, because I don't want to go and waste all my energy in there. But I think it might be time for me to separate from Steph in the adventure thing, just because she's driving me nuts. Just because she doesn't talk. She asks me for information, I tell her, and then she just stops talking. So I'm not telling her anything anymore, and I no longer really want to work with her that much in this game. I feel like I can control her vote to an extent, just because I feel like I can just make her paranoid that, oh, everyone's targeting you because you're a returner, which isn't happening, but I can probably make her think that. I feel like every returning player probably has a little bit more anxiety about that, just because that does happen a lot. So I think I'm going to try to head towards some town, see if I can find someone that's selling stuff, see if they have a torch, and if not, I'll figure it out, I guess. But I think right now my main goal is to just really lock in my relationship with Joe and Fred. Those are really like my core two right now. And then I'm also close with Peach still, and I would hope that I'm still pretty close with Triss and Sapphire. I would completely understand if I'm pretty far down in their trust rankings there, even behind some people in their original tribe, just because I haven't really been working with them too much. Even on the Jace vote, I kind of just said, like, hey, Jace said we should either vote Triss or Joe, and I said I would rather vote Jace. So, and they both went with it, so I think they just kind of knew the numbers were there, and it wasn't really going to matter what they did. It's going to be a 3-3 tie, and nobody wants a tie pre-merge. It's just not worth it. And so I hope they trust me a little bit. I understand if they don't, so I'm going to try to work on my relationships with them. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. Just really try to lock down the social game of everyone on my tribe, and just kind of talk to everybody that I can, whether it's on my tribe or hopefully I really would like to link back up with like Splendid or Peach in the adventure thing, so I could talk to them a little bit, just because I really would like to like keep a relationship with them. I had a relationship with both of them, and then we swapped apart, and now I really hope that I can link back up with them. But I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. Sorry this is a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. I usually try to keep this like 6-7 minutes or under, because nobody likes watching 10 minutes of a video confessional, but here we are. And but yeah, so I'll make another one of these next time we either have a swap or something exciting happens in the game. So I think for right now this is all I have, and I'll sign off for now, guys. We'll see you later.